Where are yours? Where did my cheat sheet go? Oh my God, what happened to it? That's my life. Where did that schedule go? That was it.
I don't know.
That was all of my week schedule. Shit. You didn't see a schedule like this with a whole bunch clipped all together?
No.
Oh my God, I'm in trouble. That was my clip. Are we set to go? It's running now? They heard me. Can you? Okay. Oh. What's that? I could. Okay, now I'm in trouble. I don't have my schedule. Okay. Okay. I'll see if Shashi can run me off a new schedule. No, good. Hello, Iroquois Ridge High School Jazz Band. It's Brent Gillioni here on recording.
Good afternoon, Iroquois
make some
Ridge. This is
comments
Pat
as we go
Collins
on.
here. Looking forward to hearing you guys.
This is cool. Dat! There we go.
Yeah, not bad, guys.
Go
You're
staccato.
playing all the right notes.
Use dit.
All those
trumpets.
brass hits. Ba-ba, da, da, da. Make that was better. Those have to punch.
Get
a
your
bit
bells
more.
out of your
So if
stands.
you listen to Tower of Power, the band that
Don't play
recorded this
directly
song,
near stands. Second trumpet in from
one
the
of the
left.
big things that they do is the rhythms that the horns play. Yeah, don't rush it too.
Yeah, nice solo trumpet.
Okay, so one of the things
Yeah,
that
good job.
that the horns do in that band is the rhythms just fly off the speaker or wherever you're listening to it. Like and they're just so ridiculously accurate. So it's the way the notes are played, a little bit more tongue, I guess. I'm a bass player, what do I know about that? But yeah, nice job of the drums catching those rhythms there. That's the other thing I was just about to say.
Yeah,
The drums
bass, I would
catching some
pull
of those
harder,
rhythms. Not just
pull through
catching
the
them, but
strings
also
and
setting
brighten
them
up
up.
the sound.
Yeah, like that. Perfect. Really good drums. Yeah, guys. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, trumpets aren't quite playing those 16ths to the same way. Da da da. Yeah, trumpets could clean that part up just a little bit. We're not quite all on the same page rhythmically there. I mean, obviously the challenge of this group, I mean, I've never seen a band with so many trombones in it. You know, the balance of the instrumentation. Obviously the saxophones, we run the risk of them sort of overpowering everybody. But you know what? I think you're doing a pretty good job, actually, of making sure that doesn't happen. Nice to see the trumpets actually pointing their horns out, too, not into the music stands. I think you guys are the first band I've seen do that today.
Okay.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk sound. And I'll try and stay focused here. I love the band. Saxes. I'm hearing lots of saxes. I love the sound that you play with. And then let's talk
bassland there. Oh.
Good. And then trumpets. Good. I'm hearing a couple of you, and 3 of you are consistently playing into your stand. So lower the stand, tilt the
somebody
table.
Might want to try. I'm a
and
bass
then
player.
step back.
Somebody might want to try
Or
within
if
the
you need to
arrangement.
play to one
maybe
side
not
of the
have
stand or
horns
the other,
play the
do
background
that.
during the bass solo. Just sonically, even though he's playing electric bass and he's plenty loud enough, it does get a little hard to hear sometimes. You know, you and everybody else who plays that instrument. So, and given the fact once again that we've got so many
trombones, I don't hear you.
So
I would do one of 2 things. I would go ahead and find your windows, meaning don't point your bell into the back. Don't point your bell into the back of a saxophone.
This is part of the arrangement. It's a little
Find the
different than
windows,
the original.
meaning in between the 2 saxophones, and that's where your bell goes. That's the first thing I'd do. And the second thing I'd do is I would go ahead and I would
Okay, guys.
I would go ahead
So I think,
and put your trombones
as
on
I said
stools.
a few times, the challenge here is
so
is
in
the
terms
number
of balance
saxophones,
within the
that being
horns,
said,
that's there.
it's great to
Okay,
see so many people
for
that
me,
want to be in this band.
that rhythm
and
section
your
setup, I don't
director's
like at
obviously
all.
doing
Sorry,
a spectacular
I would
job.
spend the
Otherwise,
1
you wouldn't
minute
want to be there.
that it takes.
So that's great to see.
So-
Lots of trombones too.
So
Just
I
when we
would,
thought
I
the
would,
world was
I
free
would
of
n-
trombones,
I would
I'm
have
seeing
the-
some up there today. That's great.
the drum set facing.
So, you know, the
directly
challenges
out. I would put
presented
the
from
bass
that
player where
is
he's got
just
a chance to
the clarity
connect
of
with the
things,
drummer.
right? So I think he did a nice job,
and
saxophones in
either
particular,
right
of not
beside the second
overblowing.
trumpet player, or
But I
right,
think
or,
when
or
you're
right there by the
playing,
right
especially
side.
if you're playing a
Put the
part with the rest of the
guitarist
band,
close to the
obviously being
piano
aware of
player
the volume, but
so
also
that instead of
all the
shoving them in the
articulation stuff, all
corner
that boring stuff that
and
adjudicators
expecting
talk
that
about,
they're going to go
that
ahead and
becomes
deal
really,
with,
really important because
with comping
if you're not
patterns
observing
and
and
chord
to some degree
voicings.
exaggerating the articulation, the clarity of what you're playing
my next
gets
thing
lost a
will
little
be
bit, right? So
dynamics.
whatever you
So
see on the page,
I would say whenever
probably
there's
do it a little
soloist,
bit
like,
more than you
back
think you
off.
should.
Let them
And
go
chances
into the
are
foreground.
it'll come out
When
maybe
it
a
comes
little
to a
bit better
soloist,
than you think
you
it
are thinking
might
of small
otherwise.
group. You're thinking of a combo.
So yeah, just
and
the
then
clarity
when
of all
horns
the
come
lines that
in,
you guys are
then it's
playing.
big band. And the moment that you can do that then when it comes time for the shout chorus or the loud section, that's when it's going to be 100 times more effective. This is a really good band, but louder and louder and louder doesn't work. And the moment that you're able to figure out where it needs to get soft, then you can play less loud and get 10 times more of the impact. Good band, really well rehearsed.
Now for
on the
something
short
completely
notes
different.
and what is hip, the brass players need to go to the dit or tit articulation so it lines up and it's shorter.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah, lose the bass drum. Lose the bass drum on the... Yeah, we don't want to hear it. So we just did this couple months ago with great Canadian alto saxophonist PJ Perry. Yeah, and
So
yeah,
on those
ta ta
eighth
ta
note pickups that you have going into letter B and
swing
at the
those
beginning as
and
well,
connect the
you
eighth
can actually
trumpet.
kind of scoop into those a little bit. Da, 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 you know, make it a little bit greasier. So oftentimes when we play these charts, we don't always play exactly what's on the page.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know what I'm saying? Like mostly in terms of the way we interpret some of
Piano's
these
too loud.
melodies and that sort of thing. So
Drums
make it
was
a
too
little
loud.
greasier. Make it more your, and it's really a matter of like stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. Just make it more your own. Even within this section, you can do that.
Good.
You know? So
Now, can
who's
you?
in charge
It's
of
good
that?
that you're playing
Well,
that
the lead
solo.
players
It's
are generally
good,
in
and you're
charge of
playing
that.
it
So lead
really
players,
well.
Just work on making it more your own.
Now, can you memorize it and then start to change it a little bit from Paul Gonzalez?
So bass player, you need to play your quarter notes a lot longer here. It's feeling a bit short.
For me, we need to hear some more bass walking through this line.
And it's nice
and
that
with
you're
no
trying to play the
space
written
between
solo
his
here,
quarters.
but you could certainly
Gang,
improvise your own
gang,
solo.
gang.
It's a blues, right? So you don't necessarily have to play what's on the page. I know this is sort of a loosely a transcription of the original solo, the Johnny Hodges solo, but nice sound.
I'm not sure I would double up there on the cymbal. If they start to double up on the solo, then of course go with them.
I'm not sure the rhythm section's all in the same spot here either. Yeah, we're definitely in different spots here, guys.
Let the sizzle go in the hi-hat. Just there you go. Don't turn the time around. Put the hi-hat still on tune 4.
Oh, I think we're turned around here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Come on, saxes.
We got a little off the rails there, guys.
So piano's too
So,
loud.
by the time you hear this, I will
so
have
when we
done
go,
your clinic,
so when
and
the
I sure hope I
solos go,
remember
similar
to talk to the drummer
what is
about
hip.
the bass drum. There's sort of a
Just
hierarchy
you want to be thinking
in
combo,
jazz drumming. Now,
and
big
and
band is a little
and the
different,
volume
but
of the bass drum
in
hasn't
terms of all
come
the
down
all
by
the drums
iota.
and cymbals and all the rest of it, your bass drum is probably, arguably, the least important drum. The bass drum in a big band context, back in the day, like in the original big bands, the bass drum was used to
Really
kind of
nice
fill
work
out
in the
that
solos.
frequency of sound. So they would play on every beat, which is you were doing a lot of that. But I think maybe it's just the kit. I don't know, but it just seems a little too much for me. But listen, your feel is killing. Really, really good. We got a little off the rails on the solo section there. I think the rhythm section was in different spots. Bass player, you definitely need to make those quarter notes long. There's never a gap in between the quarter notes. Otherwise, it sounds like this, right? That's kind of the effect it has on the music. So it really disrupts the flow of everything if those quarter notes are too short. So something to think about. Okay. Interesting choice of music today, guys. I like everything you've picked. The only thing is we're missing is a ballad. I mean, I know that Jeep's Blues is slower, but it's not really a ballad. I would like to have heard that just as a means to contrast the other pieces that we're doing. But I mean, it's interesting that you've chosen a Duke Ellington piece and a Mingus piece, because one of the big characteristics of both of those bands are how loose they are, right? They're not playing what's on the page all the time, so hard to replicate for sure. We're just laughing at the instructions for this with the metronome, or sardonically. I don't really know what that means, but we'll be listening for it. And if it isn't sardonic, you're losing marks. Keep it where they put it. Drums, you're a little bit ahead there. I'm not sure how sardonic this is, but yeah.
Good trumpets. I don't think you need to work that hard right there.
Keep it relaxed.
So we'll see. You know the tune's going to open up. So don't work hard unless you need to.
Don't push the trumpets.
There's very little difference
quarter notes
between the triple 14 and
26
almost
every band I work with.
and the mezzo
Quarter
forte
notes are the hardest
and
rhythm
28.
to play in this music.
The easiest way to get
so
someone's
defined,
attention is to be
and
loud.
When they're not accurate.
It's
really conspicuous. So
the next best way to get someone's attention is to be soft.
Those have to be right smack in the middle of the beat. Otherwise, we're pushing things, I think. And the tendency is, as we're playing louder, is to have the time maybe just rush a little bit. So
that
which
in
is what was
45 is
there.
a shake. It's not a trill. Trumpets.
Okay, we're settling in now, I think. I mean, one of the challenges playing any kind of music is when you finish one piece that's very different than
less bass drum.
What the next piece is.
Less
It's just that ability
drum.
to switch gears, right? And get yourself into the headspace of the other vibe of the next tune.
You have one of the greatest big band drummers
Lots of
in
sound
all
or
of
trumpets.
Canada,
Just keep
Ted
the sound
Warren.
pretty, though.
And
Even when you're playing
just get
at a
him to
loud
hang out with
volume,
your
there still has to be a
drummers
warmth there.
for
I
an
think that
hour.
might have got away on
And-
you just a
and
little
it'll
bit
be
there.
really cool.
It's a little hard sometimes, but listen, I think I said this already, but I love the fact that you're actually pointing your horns out, not into the music stand or at the earth. Okay. Sounds like everybody's playing with some confidence, which I'm really liking. Once again, bass, you got to keep those quarter notes nice and long. Maybe I will remember to try to play some when we're doing our clinic, but I like the fact that you're all playing out. I think a lot of the bands we've heard so far have been kind of in their heads a little bit or something, not really letting their guards down. So I like the fact that you guys seem to be just kind of blowing, and this is great. Sometimes it's at the expense of the quality of sound, I think, but there's a vibe that I'm enjoying, though.
Some really nice work, tenor. I know most bands don't like to sing.
And I like the fact that you're singing this line
that
and you're not
brings another whole
looking,
element
of sort of embarrassed about it or self-conscious, whatever. Because unless you do things like that, like the singing, with that same degree of confidence that you're playing with on your instrument, then it's just not going to sound right. You could actually sing out even a little bit more. Yeah, rushing on those figures there a little bit.
So I haven't figured out when the solos comes and you play louder, just back off.
So this is challenging for the horns doing the backgrounds here. I mean, the alto player is putting out some sound. It's really, really good. But just watch out that you're not overpowering them, right?
Yeah.
And that vibrato is kind of interesting. It adds sort of an element of, I don't know what the right word is, grease we're going to go with. Don't overdo it, though. Let's put it that way. I think that might get away on you and maybe even become a habit without realizing how much you're actually doing it. Yeah. Once again, I'm digging the spirit and the vibe you guys are playing with, for sure. Yeah, guys, once again, same thing with the warmth and the sound here. Just don't let the sound get away from you. But like I said, I've heard the exact opposite most of today, so this is kind of a refreshing change on one hand. Yeah, I don't know if I've said this yet, but one of the real challenges, because of the numbers of each instrument here, sorry, I just want to hear this last part. Okay, so one of the challenges, I think, when you've got 85 saxophones or however many we have up there, is just always playing to what your role is within the band at any given moment. So I think all of us maybe could just stand to be, I'm speaking to the horns here, always be aware, am I playing a background, am I playing a melody, am I playing a harmony to the melody, and so on, and play accordingly, right? Because it's really easy for...
There you go.
Oh, nice, guys. It's really easy, I think, from one of the sections, I think in this case... Well, you know what? I think I was getting it more from the trombones maybe than the
really
saxophones,
nice
but there's potential for any of you guys to
let-
sort of
let- let me-
overpower the
let
rest
me-
of the band.
Let me
So
first
just be really aware of what your function is at all times.
compliment the band here.
But listen, I
like
like
your
the
teachers
vibe you
picks
guys
3
were
great
playing with. I
tunes,
think you were kind
and
of
you've
getting out of
committed
your
to
shells a
them,
little
which
bit.
is
And as I said,
awesome.
I haven't heard that nearly enough. Jazz is not a music that is
and
sort of
and
reserved.
left no
You know what
doubt
I'm saying?
that you
Like it's
played
you got to be playing out. You got to
played
be playing with
the
a
heck
bit
out of
of
these tunes, which is
confidence, not cockiness, but certainly
for,
confidence.
For me,
And I think you
would
guys
say
did a nice
less is
job
more.
of that. I think that being said,
and I think
good news, bad
I
news.
think if you can back off,
We set you up before we knocked you down. I think that being said, though, I think there were times where the sound, maybe particularly from the brass, trombones and trumpets, where it maybe just got away from you just a little bit in terms of just the warmth that you're getting. Hopefully, we will have talked a little bit about this by the time you've heard this in our clinic. But
the shout chorus or the
but
loud
listen,
parts
I was
even
on
that
one hand, I
much
was
more
kind of happy to hear
spectacular.
that. Rhythm
And that
section, I
much
think we got
more
some work to do.
impactful.
I think the
we
tempos generally
start
were
to
pretty
see
good, but I think
when we start
bass
to
in
push those
particular,
brass
and
players,
once again, I am a bass player,
the
so
articulation
I
tends
tend
to
to
get
pick
out of
on
the
the
way
bass
on
player.
us. And
But
and
when you're walking, it's so crucial that you
and
keep the quarter notes
and then
long. it's like they're almost
And
two
the
notes ringing when you're
articulations
switching
get
from
to
one
be-
quarter note to the next.
They tend
It's
to get
almost like
long
they're
when-
ringing at the same
especially when
time.
we
It's
start to
like
get
this
tired. We
legato thing.
lose- We lose
But there's
the
also what
intent
we call the point of the
music
sound.
a
So in
bit.
other words, where you're
I
starting
talked
that
a little
quarter
bit
note
about
is very,
balance
very
within
important
the
in terms
ensemble.
of
I-
how it lines up with maybe the
I think your
ride
trombone
cymbal of the
players are working
drums
really
and
hard.
how it
I'm-
really
I'm a
kind of
real fan of
communicates a
stools.
confident pulse to the
I
rest
would
of the
go to a
band. So
science lab and accidentally borrow
yeah,
enough
so lots of
stools
work
for
to do
your-
there,
for
guys.
your
But listen,
trombone
lots of
section
good
and
things
just to
happening. I
get them
like the
up.
spirit that you guys
Or
are playing
or
with.
if you can't
And
bring them
you picked
to,
two of
or
the
you don't like 'em,
vibiest
or
big
you
bands
don't
to
want
play
'em
their
to
music,
be in-
the Duke Ellington
in
Band
the
and the
jazz
Charles
band
Mingus
rehearsal
Band.
room, then find the windows so
And
that
then what
they
is hip?
play
I mean, one of the greatest
in
funk bands of all
between- in
time. So
between the shoulders
some
or
challenging
in
material.
between
I
the
think you did a
heads
good job.
of,
So thanks,
of-
guys. Once again, I'm Pat
of-
Collins from
of
here
where
at
your-
Mohawk College
of where
for
the
at least another
saxophones
2
are.
months
Get the
until
saxophones
our
down. I
program is
wouldn't
done.
curve the front
And
row, go straight row.
I hope you've enjoyed your
And
time
then-
here,
and
and I
then-
hope
and
you've
then-
learned
and then
something.
let the
Take care, guys. Thanks
trombones go
again.
ahead and find those windows, and then trumpets. You're going to have to trumpets. If you can deal with where your bell goes, that would be great. It's little things, but for me it's a huge thing in terms of balance. Within each tune, there's points where you push the dynamics, but then it would be like it'd be like yelling at me the whole time. Two really nice drummers, really competent and nice young drummers. I'm not a big fan of a whole bunch of bass drum within the pattern, and I mean you can look at Tony Williams, you can look at Billy Cobham, and those are small group drummers. You can look at Sonny Payne or Duffy Jackson, and both were bassies drummers. And I mentioned the name Ted Warren. I mean, he's amazing young man, and would give your two set drummers like a wealth of information in terms of, especially for me, especially in the use of the bass drum within a big band. I mean, I use it quite sparingly. So some really well.
I am. Very nice to meet you.
You were
You probably
committed
didn't
to the
recognize I've done something
ensemble,
with my
which is
hair.
awesome. And
I've lost it.
students, you played without
right.
reservation, which is awesome. Thank you so much for your
Back from our
performance. I mean,
punishment.
just take my comments for what they're worth. I mean, you can choose to ignore them, which is fine too. Thanks so
No,
much,
I'm actually going to
and
do clinic
I look
right
forward
now,
to
so, yeah.
hearing you again. I look forward to meeting your director.
Yeah,
Thanks
but
so much.
you're back on Thursday, you said? Okay. Oh, that's